This is going to be the Meta 3-4-3 that scores over 4.2 goals a game. It's absolutely nuts. Be sure to leave a like if you do enjoy the tactics and keep the comments coming on any future videos you want to see. Let's get into it with the weakest team first, which is going to be Cheltenham. Cheltenham are a team predicted to finish in 20th place in the Sky Bet League One, and we have come out and actually won the division very convincingly over Blackpool and Bolton, winning 31 games, drawing 11 and only losing 4 games over the entirety of the season. 46 games, only 4 losses. I don't know if you know, but that is absolutely remarkable. We also win the Bristol Street Motors Trophy against Lincoln in 7-1 fashion as well. Not a close final at all. These 2 cups I'm not too fussed about because at the end of the day, we are never going to get to the final of those with a team like Cheltenham. No disrespect. Any Cheltenham fans, please let me know in the comments. I do apologise for that statement. Sky Bet League One, we are going to go and have a little look. We are going to absolutely we're going to be all over the gaff. Rank 1, Rank 2 and Rank 3. 30 goals, 28 and 23. We pick up the first and second place for the highest rating. First when it comes to the assists. And obviously player of the matches, it's going to be Aidan Keener coming in, picking up 10 as well. Now, of course, if we go into the stats, we are definitely going to dominate in this one. 128 goals being scored, most points per game, the most shots for at 763. This wise, we're not going to be the best because obviously we are playing a very attacking formation, but still, second place with 44 conceded. Blackpool only beat us by 2, and the clean sheets were actually going to be in 4th place, which again, is not much of a difference. There's only 3 clean sheet or 3 sort of clean sheet difference. So, to be honest, I'm going to sacrifice a bit of the defensive side, but when you're going out there and scoring 128 goals in the league, you've got to win. It's as simple as that. Now, going over to the data hub, it's going to be very interesting to see. Very impressed with that. Still just under a goal conceded a game. Nearly 3 goals scored, 2.78, over 16.5 shots every single match, an 85% pass completion, and a tackle win ratio of 73.53. This might be quite low, I will be honest, because again, it's aggressive, it's fast-paced, the challenges are flying in, it's a very attacking, very high-tempo way of playing, but it is very fun, and it does get results. And as you can see here in the final, I mean, 7 goals in our favour here, by the way, which is absolutely remarkable. We get off inside of 2 minutes to actually get our goal. A penalty comes in, a fantastic penalty into the bottom right corner. And of course, there's goals galore right now. Is going to be Ferry, who's going to take on everyone with the looks of it. And actually, now that shot looked like I had no power in, but somehow finds the bottom corner. We're going to take it as now that would have been a penalty, but a great finish there from Pet coming in. And we're going to keep going in the second half, only 5 minutes after that whistle goes. And Keener comes in and scores another goal. Freestone into Taylor. It's going to be Ferry. And this guy, Ferry, had such a good impact in this cup final. It was remarkable as another penalty comes in into the top right, and they get a consolation goal. Was pretty irrelevant, but I will show it. It's good play to be fair, but they need another 6. Up next, for any Turkish viewers, that is going to be Besiktas. We come out and enjoy a very, very good season in the Turkish Super League. We beat Fenerbahce, we beat Galatasaray. Obviously, we come in and only lose 4 games as well, winning 30 out of 38 and drawing the other 4. Runners up in the Conference League. Unfortunately, Fiorentina come in and beat us 2-1, but still remarkable statement to get to that final. And the Turkish Cup, unfortunately, on penalties, Galatasaray do win. I had a very popular video doing Burak's tactics. I know the Galatasaray fans will love that I've lost that final. Let me know if you're a Galatasaray fan in the comments. But as for the league goes, we enjoyed a very good season, as I did previously say. St. Tosun comes in, picks up 31 goals. In terms of the average rating, we're actually going to finish in 2nd and 3rd for that. We're going to pick up the most assists as well, and it is going to be Mert Gunok picking up 16 assists. Assists, clean sheets in goal. Very interested if they were assists, making him the best keeper in the league. Now, going over to the stats, we are going to see the most points per game at 2.47, the most goals at 111, the most shots over 780, the fewest shots against at 269, the fewest conceded at 29, and also the most clean sheets coming in at 19. So in terms of that, we were very, very good defensively and also scoring the goals. Possession-wise, quite good considering this is definitely not a controlling tactic at all. Nearly 60%, so very interested to see that. Of course, going over to the data hub, we can get a bit more of a rundown version of these stats. 2.92 goals a game, only 0.76 conceded, over 20 shots a game, which is a fair few to be ripping into the opposition, an 86.48% pass completion, and a tackle win ratio of 74%. Not too shabby. I really want to show you this because we actually went 3-0 down in the first leg of the round of 16, and we come back when it was our time to play at home against Sporting and beat them 6-1. What a game this was against a very strong Sporting team, by the way. And we clearly had the Besiktas backing, and we come out and got off to a flying start in 20 minutes. And this obviously progressed us through to the final. I know we didn't win the final, but to have the confidence to come out and do that is absolutely remarkable. Again, a reason why you need to get the attacking variants as well, because playing with them can completely change a cup final, or not a cup final, sorry, a cup tie. So much confidence coming out from the team now, playing that bit more of an attacking style. And as you can see, it's goal after goal after goal. and we just couldn't really slow down. I mean, I don't know what happened with Sporting. They clearly completely just fell off, as it seems to be mistake after mistake for them. Diamande, one of the best centre-backs in the game, causing errors for his team. And at this point, we actually went 6-0 up. Literally put no foot wrong at all. They do get one right towards the end of the game with a penalty, but it was literally irrelevant. And what was Mert doing there? And lastly, the powerhouse of the video, that is going to be FC Bayern, obviously over in Germany, where we win the Bundesliga, only losing one game, drawing one, and winning the other 32. The draw is going to come in, and it is going to be against Darmstadt in a 2-2 away draw, and the defeat is going to be a 9-goal thriller against Hoffenheim. That is a very interesting game. We do, however, win the Champions League against Man City in 5-3 fashion, knocked out in the quarterfinals of the Pokal. The German Super Cup we win against Leipzig in 5-2 fashion as well. So it is going to be a treble-winning season. The Bundesliga, in terms of the stats for us, will change it to the table. Matty's tail with 40, Harry Kane with 35. Average rating is really, really impressive. 8.2 for Matty's tail, Davies with 8.03, Harry Kane with 7.94. Assist-wise, we're going to be rank 1, rank 2, and rank 3. We'll take absolutely everything. Now, going over to the stats, we are going to feature in almost everything. Possession right off the bat, second place, 58% of the ball. Most points per game at 2.85. Most goals at 143. That is outrageous. That is over double of what Borussia Dortmund are scoring. 738 when it comes to the most shots for. Fewer shots against at 246. Most dribbles at 600, bang on. Most clean sheets, and also the fewest conceded. Everything you want to do in football, we're ticking, and ticking. We're doing absolute everything. The data hub is going to be 4.21. 4.21. This is the level you can get to if you've got a very, very strong team on the game. Over 4 goals a game, 0.79 conceded, over 21.5 shots a game, an 85% pass completion, and a tackle win ratio of 76.82. I think we're going to watch some highlights. I think it's got to be this one, right? I mean, it's an 8-goal Champions League final. I mean, we need to see what happened. What were the goals like? Was there any drama? Clearly there was drama. I can see right away we got off to a flyer of a start inside of 4 minutes. Kimmich is going to give... What a good 1-2 that was. He's going to go alone. That is an incredible cut-in. Rodrigo has just been absolutely spun. What a way to start a final. Rodrigo again plays it into Foden, into Diaz, back into Rodrigo, into De Bruyne, takes a touch, and yeah, I mean, fair play to De Bruyne. That's what he can do in such a big game as well. We bounce back though with De Ligt on the ball, loads of space out here, gets it into the right back who's going to drive at the back line, go on. I mean, there's no closing down. Pep would be fuming at this. An incredible finish. Gnabry now down the left-hand side is going to take on Walker. Good challenge, to be fair, from Walker, but it falls to Davies, back post into Harry Kane, who knocks it past Ederson again. Give him the service, he's going to give you the goals, as this man does as well. Erling Haaland sticks away, beautiful penalty there. Again, we're going to build up from a set piece, a great give and go, and a great ball in, and an even better heading, which is going to be Davies, the left back, sticking that one in the back of the net. Erling Haaland running at you, something you never want to see ever. A fantastic ball. And a very interesting finish, I will say. But of course, we have the last laugh as we come out. We actually do win this by 2 goals. And that's going to be the unlucky bit of play there from Rodrigo into Tell. Nothing they can do. Of course, over to your favourite part of the video. That is going to be the tactic breakdown. If you are enjoying, please do leave a like. It does help the channel out massively. And subscribe as well. And if you do want to join over the nearly 3,000 people, do come over and join the Patreon in the description and on the screen right now. You get over 13 perks, including access to all 3 of the tactics today. I do highly recommend doing this. You also get the mobile and the console tactics. You get the early videos. You get the early tactics as well. You get priority in the requests, rebuilds, and tactics. You get the rebuild files. You get one-on-one help, and also you get enrolled to the monthly Patreon giveaway, which usually is a minimum of £100, whether that be in money or in prizes, and it can only be going up. So definitely come over and get involved. But we are going to go over and talk about the player roles. So it is going to be a 3-4-3, as to be expected. A super keeper comes in simply on support. 3 ball playing defenders, and it's very important you get these instructions right. So it is going to be ball playing defender on the right, on dribble more and also tackle harder. On the left is going to be a dribble more and also tackle harder, ball playing defender. And in the middle, not dribble more, but simply tackle harder. I want the ones on the sort of wide area to be dribbling more, getting involved. But of course, we want one is a little bit more complacent and not as attacking. A wing back and automatic on the right is going to be set to take more risks, cross more often, run wide, get further forwards, and also tackle harder. That's going to be exactly the same for the left back. Now, these are very important. If you're playing a 3-4-3, you need to make sure you've got great fullbacks, great wing backs that can attack, that can get a ball in, that possibly can even shoot. You saw my right back in this Bayern team actually get a couple of goals in the Champions League final. They are going to be very aggressive, so make sure you've got the right players to play such an out there system. In the midfield is going to be a ball winning midfield player on support, on take more risks, dribble more, and shoot less often. And next to him is going to be Valente on attack, simply on tackle harder, sorry. So basically, it is a very attacking formation. There's no hiding that. It is a 3-4-3 at the end of the day. And when it gets really interesting is I've actually gone with 3 strikers. We've gone with 3 advanced forwards forwards, attack on the default on the right, default on the left, and in the middle, shoot more often. Now, my bit of advice for you basically is to have your best finisher. So for me, that would have been Tel or Harry Kane. I actually did play Kane in this position, but Tel scored more goals. You do the maths on that one. Whoever has the best finishing, have him in the middle and let him have more shots at goal. Because usually, better finishing, better chance of scoring. Pretty common sense to the team instructions. So for the tiki-taka style on the attacking mentality is going to be set to standard on your screen. It will say fairly wide. We're going to pass into space. We saw that a lot in the highlights. We're going to overlap left, overlap right, focus down the right and the left. Again, very important play in this way because then wing-backs need to play such a big role in this team to get it to work. So you need to have that on. Shorter when it comes to the directness. The tempo is going to be maxed out. I did say in the intro, it's a very high-paced, high-tempo tactics to be playing. So make sure you're rotating, resting, and obviously just make sure you've got good squad depth. That's all you need to do, and you'll be completely fine. We're going to be more expressive. We're going to run at defence, and of course, we're also going to have low crosses. Transition, we're going to go with counter press, counter, and play to the centre-backs. The only area you should really be playing to is the centre-backs because you've got 3 of them. Lastly, out of possession, we're actually going to keep the standard line, but we are going to whack up the high presser line of engagement. We're going to go with much more often when it comes to the trigger press. We're going to prevent short goalkeeper distribution, and we're going to get stuck in. To the next tactic. Over to the attacking variant, perfect to chase a game. I wouldn't recommend going into a game like this, but if you're a goal down, you need a goal desperately to stay into a cup, or maybe you try to get more goal difference, this is what you're going to be using. So it is going to be a sweeper keeper on the default, a ball playing defender on the right, on dribble more and tackle harder, the same for the left hand side, so that does remain the same. We then introduce a libero into the mix on tackle harder, just to drive into the midfield, because obviously these volantes are going to be very forward thinking, and the libero will almost replace them, which eventually will translate it into a 2-back, so it is very, very attacking. A wing back on the right is going to be set to attack, to take more risks, cross more often, run wide and tackle harder. That's going to be exactly the same for the left back on the right hand side. So again, just making the wing backs even more attacking. Volante on the right is going to be on attack, on tackle harder, and on the left it's going to be exactly the same. So again, it's very attacking, it's very out there, something you'd switch to in sort of the last 5 to 10 minutes of the game, possibly 20 if you desperately need a couple of goals. For example, this will score goals, but obviously you are going to be defensively vulnerable. Up front is going to be the advanced forward on the right and the left, and again, unchanged in the middle. So nice and simple when it comes to that side, to the team instructions. So again, based off the tiki-taka style on the attacking mentality, it would not be a good idea to go very attacking. You don't need to do it because again, we've made so many changes in them player roles. We're going to pass into space. We're going to overlap left and overlap right, while focusing the play down the right and the left as well. This stuff remains the same because again, it works really, really well. But one of the big changes I'm going to do, because there's obviously an emergency situation using this tactic, you're trying to get a goal desperately, we are going to go with hit early crosses and shoot on sight. Now, the wing-backs are going to be putting in loads of crosses. You've got 3 strikers. You got an incredible chance of scoring goals playing this way, so make sure you use it. Transition is going to be counter press, counter, distribute quickly, and play to the centre backs. Lastly, out of possession, it is going to be the high defensive line, not the much higher, the high defensive line, the high pressure line of engagement, the trigger press all the way maxed out, get stuck in, and prevent short goalkeeper distribution to the defensive version. And trust me, you need this one. So now to defend your games out, or if you're playing as like a Luton or Nottingham Forest, for example, it's going to be a sweeper keeper on the default, ball playing defenders on the right and the left, and in the middle are all going to be set to the default instructions. No dribble more, do your job, defend, defend, defend. Wing back on the right is going to be set to automatic, on take more risks, cross more often, and tackle harder. It's going to be exactly the same for the left back as well. Now, if you're saying, Josh, it's a defensive tactic, why are you letting them take more risks? Why are you letting them cross more often? You need to. At the end of the day, with a system like this, if these are too negative, you're going to have nothing. Nothing going forwards. They need to be doing a little bit of both. So this is the max you can do in terms of restricting them. We then have a DM on the right, on support, on tackle harder, and a ball-winning midfield player on support, simply on the default, which is also going to make him tackle harder. So if you haven't noticed, we love tackle harder on this channel. It's a very broken instruction in the game, and it works really, really well. I've then gone with a more direct approach to the game. So we've gone with 2 deep-lying forwards on the right. Obviously, the great thing about these are they're both going to be on support, but because they are on support, they're going to hold up the ball, which is the one thing I want them to be doing, to feed the unchanged shoot more often advanced forward. Again, still the tiki-taka style, but this time the positive mentality. We are going to go more direct, so we're going to pass into space. We're still going to focus to play down the left and the right hand side. We're not going to look for the overlap and runs too much though. The tempo is going to remain in the middle. That will say slightly higher for you. For me, it will say standard because I'll show you on a clean slate to obviously click through everything and talk from it. The directness is going to be set to slightly more direct. We're going to run at defense, and we are going to go with low crosses. So this tactic now has gone from one which can be classed as a very short pass and style to a very direct approach. Defend, long ball, get it gone. In transition, 3 very simple instructions. Play to the centre-backs, we're going to roll the ball out, and we're simply going to counter. And lastly, when it comes to this, we're going to keep this as it is. We are going to prevent short goal distribution, because we've got 4 players up there, so, and I don't know how many errors that can happen in this game, so it is very good to have some sort of player putting pressure on. We're going to go with the high pressing line of engagement, and we're going to rock with a standard defensive line. They're going to be your PC tactics, now for mobile and console. Do stick around. Of course, if you are on console, if you are on mobile, do come over and check the Patreon. You can get all the tactics on there. We've literally provided a mobile and console version for every single tactic we post now, as requested by you guys. I mean, I wanted to play in this league because I thought, do you know what? I've never used Messi in FM. Let's go over to Inter Miami, and we enjoyed a fantastic season. The Major League Soccer, I'm not going to try and do the accent. We absolutely took over, only losing 6 games. Luis Suarez actually ranking as the best goal scorer. 3 people in the average rating coming in. Absolutely incredible. Is this the same one? The Supporters Shield? I don't think it actually is. But anyway, we also win that. We're pretty much winning everything. We also do win the League's Cup against, that is going to be against Santos Laguna. A very good result there, a 3-0 win. And the US Cup against LA Galaxy. A very good final with Messi scoring 10 goals in that competition. Data hub wise, it is going to be 2.15 goals a game, 1.09 conceded, 13.38 shots per game, an 88% pass completion, and attacker win ratio of 76.26. But as you can see, we won literally everything. For the mobile users as well, I did do a quick test on it. That is going to be with Celtic. I will say on mobile, it's very hard to deploy a 3 at the back, so I would highly recommend using it only if you're sort of a top 4 team and above, in my opinion. And we come out and put on an absolute masterclass in the Scottish League, absolutely taken over, demolishing Rangers, Hearts, Hibernian, the whole lot of them. Also lifted a couple of Scottish Cups as well. We've done the whole package. It's a lot of fun to use, I will say. Be sure to come over and check them out. If you have enjoyed today's video, leave a like, subscribe, and keep the comments coming on what you want to see next. I'll see you boys in the next video.